Howdy YouTube, Darlington Farm here, just over here in the wood shop, and I thought I would do a little comparison video here. I've been using my TS75 track saw by Festool for about a year now, and really like it. Just lately I've been doing a whole lot of molding and things like that where I need to do straight line ripping. So I broke down and bought a TS55 to make that a little easier. I really like the 75, but it is really heavy. That's kind of the only downside to it. I looked in the book here, and the 55 weighs 9.9 pounds, and then the 75 here weighs 13.6 pounds. Really makes a big difference when you're hefting this sucker around. It really feels like a lot bigger difference than that. I don't know if the weight there is for the tool and the case or what, but man, this feels a whole lot lighter than the 75. I really like the 75 for the versatility. What I really like, well, aside from just, breaking down sheet goods, straight line ripping stuff, I really like it for being able to cut up slabs like this. If you're joining some thick walnut slabs together, I really like it for that. It's really nice not to have to mess with trying to heft a couple 100-pound piece of wood onto a joint or planer. So really like being able to put a nice straight edge down a piece of wood like that. But it's really heavy. The difference between these, again, if you're not familiar, 75mm cut depth versus 55mm cut depth. A little bit bigger motor on this. I forget exactly the wattage difference, but they're pretty close in power. You can kind of see the difference in the blades back here. This is the 55 blade, that's the 75 blade. 210mm, 160mm blade there. The smaller blades are a little cheaper. I have the same ATB grind blade for my 75, and I think it was $130-ish. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was about $130 versus 75. So they're a little cheaper, and if you're just doing a high volume of sheet goods or just ripping 3/4 stuff, then there's really no reason to use the 75. These blades do last quite a long time, and I have had really good luck sending them to Forest for resharpening. I don't know if there's any place closer that does it, but I really like Forest for that. I just kind of wanted to, do a side-by-side comparison here. If you're thinking about buying these, I highly recommend both of them. Just, the 55 if you're looking for a little higher production and, less versatility. But they're both slick saws. Now, the 75 does come with a 1900mm rail versus the 55 is a 1400mm rail. If you're using either one of these saws for breaking up sheet goods, I would recommend getting the 3000mm rail, which is this longer one back here. Neither one of these rails are long enough to length or cut a 4x8 sheet lengthwise. Just crosswise is the only way you can cut them, and I really like the 1900mm rail there, or excuse me, the 3000mm rail there, where you can cut a piece of sheet goods, in one pass without, having to stop and move the rail. Also, they make these connectors where you can join rails together. I don't have the 16-foot rail, but whenever I have to do anything long like that, I can just join my 1900 there to the 3000, and that'll get me out to, pretty close to 16 feet. But yeah, I really like it. Combine that with a cut table like this, you can just plop your sheet goods up there, and you can really break them up really quickly and then cut them to size on your table saw. But really is a nice setup. Really like both of them. The dust collection on both of them is excellent. I have a CT36 here. That's my dust collector. Now, I bought this Oneida Separator here prior to Festool coming out with their emptyable bags. I don't remember exactly what they're called, but they have some new filter bags where you can just pop one of the ends off, dump it out, and reseal it. I really would have rather gone that route than having this thing underneath there, but if you're doing a really high volume, it really does get expensive. The filter bags for this are fairly expensive. They do last quite a long time, but if you're ripping, say 1,000 board feet a day, which I've been doing here occasionally, this is definitely a lot cheaper to just have it separate out before it goes to the filter bag. But both saws are really good. I really like them. The blade selection is pretty good. This is the standard blade within the 55. It's a 48 tooth panel blade. Works really well on sheet goods. Definitely does a nice job on on veneered plies. Definitely happy with it. This is the ATB grind blade for the 75. It is really nice for MDF. I use a lot of MDF in my shop, and it tends to dull these ATB blades, so I prefer the triple chip here, which I can kind of show you the grind there. That's kind of what the grind looks like, where it has a trapezoidal and a raker that lasts forever in MDF, a lot longer than the ATB or alternating top bevel blade there. But yeah, both good blade selection. Also have the Panther rip blades in them here. Really like those. They are a really wicked rip blade. You can really hog off the material really quickly with them, and it does a nice clean cut. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Click, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. I'll get some more videos up here.